friends, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and today I am showing you guys my current top 5 favorite palettes in my collection. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and do the YouTubey things like subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. Before we get into my current top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes, today's video is in collaboration with Glam By Sam here on YouTube, and she is on Instagram. Sam is an amazing makeup creator. She loves high-end and luxury makeup just like me. Here on the YouTubes and on Instagram, she is from the Netherlands and I adore her content. She is also a Charlotte Tilbury queen. Like, she knows all of the things about Charlotte Tilbury and she just has such a beautiful aesthetic to her content and just in general for herself. Her Instagram as well, she is like the queen of flat lays, and I feel like she's a pink lover like me because like a lot of her flat lays are pink based, and like I just, you know, that's my favorite color too. But whenever I look at her Instagram flat lays, I always get so inspired and I'm like, I want to create pretty pictures too. But I also love her content. She does like a mixture of like showing off her collection and doing looks, and it's just a good old-fashioned makeup time. So Sam is also doing her current top 5 palettes in her collection as well. I'm going to link Sam's channel, the video, like the top 5 palette video from her, and her Instagram down below, and I highly recommend checking her out because honestly, she is such a sweetheart, and if you like my content, I think you will really love hers. Let's go ahead and get into my top 5 current favorite eyeshadow palettes. Now, these are not ranked or in no particular order. Do not do that to me. I cannot do it. These are also not like my overall like top 5 palettes in my collection because I don't even know if I could do that. These are just like 5 palettes right now that like when I wake up in the morning and go to put my makeup on, I'm thinking of these palettes instantly to like use for the day. They're just my current obsessions. Let's get the first one out of the way because I think it's going to be really obvious. It is Pat McGrath Labs Moonlit Seduction. This is Pat's latest Mothership palette and I just can't get enough of it. When this palette first came out, I was obsessed, utterly obsessed, and I think my obsession has only kind of grown as time goes on. I just love every single shade in here. Actually, caveat, I don't love these two mattes. I could do without these. I would love to have like kind of 2 more cool toned brown mattes in here, and then this palette would honestly be like absolute perfection to me. I love every single metallic in here. It is exactly my vibe. I want to use this palette on the everyday. I want to bathe in all of these metallic shades because they are stunning. Like this special shade right here and this like gold shade as well. They are like truly like just mesmerizing. They are just such incredible, beautiful shades. Even the pink and the this platinum dusk. My goodness, like honestly, this whole palette, it just has everything I could ever want in a palette. Like really, if these were like 2 cool toned neutral browns, I actually think this would be my #1 palette of all time. Like I could probably nearly get rid of my whole collection and just keep this one palette. Like that's how much I love every other shade in this palette. It's just pure perfection to me. The next current fave palette in my top 5 is an indie eyeshadow palette, and I actually got this palette and its like twin sister that it got released with, or its sister that it got released with in PR. But honestly, if you've seen my videos on these palettes, but especially this palette, I just have fallen head over heels in love with it, and it's the new Oden's Eye Jewels and Gems palette. I cannot get enough of this palette. It is impeccable. It is impeccable. I love the color story of this palette. It is cool tone goodness, but it is unique. It is not like all of the other cool tone palettes that I own in my collection. It just has this specialness to it. Like this shade, this shade, this shade, this one, all of them. Even the mattes, like they're incredible. The metallics are like these creamy impeccableness is all I can describe them as, and then the mattes are absolutely perfection. They just blend out like a dream, and it's just, I love this whole color story because it is really unique to my whole collection. I just don't have shades like this in my entire collection, and every time I use it, I create this impeccable look. I fall head over heels in love with it, and it is just such a joy to work with. So Oden's Eye Jewels and Gem, obsessed, like obsessed. Next up, we have an older palette. It has been around for a very long time, but I just recently picked it up in my collection. It is the Natasha Denona Gold palette. Oh, wow. I have actually wanted this palette for probably just over a year now. When it first released, I just didn't think I would super like it. And then I couldn't afford it for a really long time. And then I guess every time it kind of got released after it was sold out, I just couldn't afford it. And then the latest time she dropped it, I could afford it. I had the money there, thankfully, and I'd been wanting it for a while. I'd really been lusting over it. And it has not disappointed me. This palette is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I just really think that this palette for me in my Natasha Denona collection is a staple because I really love all of the neutrals in here. I love these kind of like greeny golds. I love this kind of like goldy topper, and then it has this impeccable like bronze shade as well. And I just think that it is incredible. And it has so much versatility to it. Like, as someone who really does like a good brown eyeshadow and a good green eyeshadow, if I'm honest with you, I love it. It also has this beautiful mustard like matte shade, which I love a mustard. And then I also really love like a teal every now and then. So for me, this gold palette really just encompasses pretty much everything I'm looking for in an eyeshadow palette on the everyday especially. And I just think it's one of those kind of palettes that you could travel with and you're covered for like every occasion, like daytime, nighttime, wedding, like whatever it is that you've got going on, this palette's really going to encompass it. And it is exceptional quality, like truly exceptional quality. So this one has not disappointed, which is great because it was very expensive and it does come with a lot of hype. But for me so far, it has been absolutely worth every single little bit of that hype, and it's money. Next up on the list, we have an eyeshadow palette that when I saw it on Trendmood, I skipped over it. I was like, boring, snooze fest, don't need it, won't purchase it. Then I saw Alicia Archer review it and I was like, obsessed. I needed the palette immediately. I literally was checking online every day for it to like become available at a retailer that I could get my hands on. And it's the Byredo Remembrance palette. Wowee. Does this look like an incredibly boring palette that you don't need? Absolutely. Is it expensive? Yes, I think it was about 155 Australian dollars off the top of my head. But wow. Wow, is this gorgeous. These mattes are, there's something special. The mattes in here, they kind of remind me of the Lisa Eldridge matte formula a little bit, but a little bit more powdery than hers. They blend themselves. Honestly, this is a really great beginner eyeshadow palette. Beginner friendly eyeshadow palette. I mean, any experience level is going to love this eyeshadow palette, but these mattes are just so easy to blend out. And then these metallics, there's a couple of just like wham bam thank you ma'am metallics, but then there's also quite a few that in here that's just like really soft and wearable. Great formula if you have mature lids, younger lids, like it's a really great formula for everybody. Everything about this palette is true perfection, from the formula to the shade range. It's got everything, warm tones, cool tones. I just love it. Another palette that I could travel with, and it's going to cover every single occasion. It's really great when I'm in a rush for work as well and I just want to like throw a one and done on, or just like put something through the crease and then throw a metallic on, and it just always looks chic and put together. And it's just, for me with this palette, it's all about the formula. It is a special luxury formula. It is a softer formula. If you want like a I don't know, I guess if you're thinking like Natasha Denona formula, it's not like that. It really is more like the Lisa Eldridge formula and like a Tom Ford cream eyeshadow type formula. But everything about this, I love. Last but not least, it is the palette that is all over the internets right now. It really, really is. And I feel like nearly everyone's review that I've watched of this palette has been like mine, where they have just been utterly pleasantly blown away by how good and enjoyable this palette is to use. And it is the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. So I know that a lot of people, when they first saw this, was probably like me and was like, cool color story, probably looks a little bit same. There's a few palettes out there with this kind of theme as well at the moment, like, do I really need it? But when you use this, there is something about this damn palette that is just impeccable. Like, I mean, this is a new formula from Natasha Denona, and she better be bringing this formula to like every palette from now on, because when I tell you the formula is out of this world, it is out of this world. It's not like Pat McGrath Labs special shade out of this world, but it's just this like metallic, creamy, foiled impeccableness. It is something different. I love it. And even these shades, like these kind of greeny shades, they can get quite mucky and like patchy and just not perform super well, but all of these shades perform impeccably. It is a joy. It is a joy to use. I find it quite inspiring. Every time I use it, I kind of create something different. I get a little bit out of my comfort zone, because even all of these mattes, even though they look kind of neutral-ish or just like, I guess, plainish, they are actually a little bit different, and you can kind of like, they're just same but different, and it gets me out of my comfort zone, and I love it. I love this palette. I think it is one of Natasha's best. I really do. It surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be as wowing as it has been, and I really love it. And even the packaging, like this outer packaging, is gorgeous. I also did not expect the outer packaging to be this beautiful, but it is. Oh, Natasha, man, she keeps hitting it out of the ballpark. I say it every time she releases a palette. I'm like, I'll get it for the channel, but I'm probably not gonna super duper love it. And every single time I do that, I fall head over heels in love with her eyeshadow palettes. I need to stop being a skeptic of her. That is my current top 5 favorite eyeshadow palettes. Again, they're not like the only favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection, but they are my current top faves. Let me know what you guys think down below. Were there any surprises in there, or are they about what you thought for like what my vibe has been lately on my channel? Also, please don't forget to check out Glam by Sam. She is amazing, truly, and if you enjoy my content, I promise you will love her content as well. She is an absolute sweetheart, and she has incredible content, so everything is linked down in the description box to check her out. Now, if you're watching until this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it, and I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!